Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now...
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. Trying to make sense out of the senseless. It's a daunting job, but somebody's got to do it. How was everybody's weekend? Hey, if anybody wants Reaver of Common Sense cups, let me know. Coffee mugs, I should say. You also get SHR Media on the other side. All right. Tonight I'll be listening to a little Black Label Society while I do the show. Goatee's looking a little rough. Got to straighten it out. Get nice and long. Need it longer. Always need it longer. Except if you ask my wife. She hates it. She hates it. Well, she hates me growing my hair in again. Yeah, I had my hair at a nice length that I liked. Everybody else hated it. Don't ask me why, but when my father was going through cancer and going through the treatments and I took over care, it kind of like getting into that whole, back into the EMT medical, just that whole persona that I was, that I couldn't have the long hair. So I shaved it all off. Besides, just hair. For the most part, it grows back. Except for the receding hairline. So's life. Gets too bad. I'll go back bald. Don't bother me. This has been a really, really weird weekend with the news and everything. Let's see. What do we got? Don't forget, if you want to join the chat, you can go to YouTube or you can go to Rumble, either one, and you can join in on the chat. Say hi. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. It's free. All it does is get, passes the message along. I'm actually kind of totally shocked where I'm having more success. And the show's just starting back. And I got to build up, and I know that. And I've been doing, I use AI. I'll admit, I use AI. It creates my shorts for me. I'm not that creative that I can sit there and create these shorts. So it's a program. It does it. I think it does a pretty good job. But I've been getting pretty good feedback and following on TikTok, of all places. I have had one of my videos taken down because someone got butt hurt. They're saying that it is misinformation when I was talking about climate change and I talked about the Great Barrier Reef and that it was doing better and rejuvenating. And that's not my words. That is from the Australian government. I think it's Australian. that whole area over there. I go through so many articles, but the tourist board was pissed because they said people were stopped coming. Why? Because they thought the barrier reef wasn't alive and well and abundant. And they were like, it's doing fine. They're tired of these false reports going out there. So that video got taken down as misinformation. Leave it to liberals. They can't stand the truth. Where to start? I'm going to jump around. Bill Myers. He better watch out. He's going to lose his liberal card. Because he's really, really, really sounding like a conservative lately. On Friday's broadcast of HBO's Real Time, host Bill Myers agreed with Yuri Berliner's criticism of NPR and stated that the pro-terrorist protesters are the results of the kind of stuff that flows down from places like NPR and colleges. And what flows downhill? Shit. And that even Democrats can't think that the editorial slant inside NPR is a good thing because NPR doesn't actually consider all the issues and perspectives. Myers said the big show was called All Things Considered. It's not All Things Considered. He's not wrong. And he pointed out, for example, that of the 87 people working in editorial position, 87 are Democrats. Even if you're Democrat, you cannot think that's good. No, that's there's no balance there. There's no opposing thought. It's an echo chamber at that point. He further stated that the new NPR CEO, Catherine Meyer, what a friendly relation, isn't a liberal. And she's a Portlandia character. Later, after talking about NPR's identity, an identity politics obsession, I should say, Myers said the people on the bridge who are protesting for terrorists, I think this is the result of the kind of stuff that flows down from places like NPR and colleges. He added, I don't like it when I see college kids who don't understand anything about history and somehow now the Jews are the Nazis. I can't argue with what he's saying there. Listen, I don't want a 100% only conservative message out there. I don't want a 100% liberal message out there. It takes differing opinions to come to the best idea. I'm not saying I want to do away with all Democrats. No, I've never said that. You need both sides. More input of different ideas is better. Could you imagine if there was only everybody thought the same way? We'd still be in the fucking Stone Age. We'd be still smacking rocks together to start a fire. Smacking our women upside the head with clubs and dragging them into the cave. According to my wife, that still happens, but I'm joking. There's no abuse going on. She's trying. Never mind. I ain't going to try to explain it. I can't wait to hear the backlash on that one. Meyer then goes on about drag queen story hours like behavior that borders on abusive. DeSantis was right about Disney. Holy shit. And here's the thing. I guess so. Listen, I've said it. DeSantis is on my shit list right now. He's been for a little bit. I don't agree with a lot of bullshit he's been pulling lately. But the books in the school, there's no need for those books in the school. When you can't even read those books at an education meeting, Board of Education meeting, if you read those books at a Board of Education meeting, you would get thrown out of that meeting for obscenity. But it's okay for our children to read that stuff. Please explain that asinine situation to me, please. How the hell is it okay for our kids, but you can't talk about it amongst adults? Oh, my dog goes wild every time I do that. Oh, I love doing that to him. One of these days, I'm going to have to bring my puppies in here and show them off. Not these puppies, my dog puppies. I'm surprised I'm not hearing my daughter laugh her ass off on that one. My dogs are beautiful. I love them. Yes, they are like my family. Well, if you're willing to shoot somebody over your dog, that means you hold your dog's value over a human. Damn right. My dogs are part of the family. They're just as much part of it as my daughter. Well, back to talking about the drag queens and stuff. And, well, with the schools, the books. Certain books should not be in there. Now, there's certain literature classics that may get a little obscene. But I'm talking about books that are talking about how to have anal sex, how to give blowjobs, and so forth. That's not needed in school. That's not education. The school shouldn't be teaching that crap. And no, I'm not a tight ass. Trust me on that one. Oh, I'm far from it. But back to Bill Myers. During his closing monologue on Friday's broadcast of HBO Real Time, host Bill Myers said that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was correct when he accused Disney of sexualizing children, compared drag queen story hour to behavior that everyone agrees borders on abuse in other contexts. You can't take a kid into a strip club, but you can take your kid to a drag show that's even more sexualized than a strip club. Listen, you want to go to a drag show? Go right the fuck ahead. That's your business. I don't give a shit. Not the kids. And that's been a major sticking point to what I've talked about. Not the kids. What you do in your bedroom between consenting adults is your business. Bringing kids into it, I draw the line. I mean, even scumbag bikers, not all bikers are scumbags, just saying, what are they, one percenters, your hardcore criminals, even they sit there and draw the line at that shit. Because if you go to a prison and you're in Gen Pop and you're in there for diddling a kid, they're going to be diddling you. And it's not a diddling that's going to feel good either. Go do that, whatever you want, behind closed door. Just as what I want to do behind closed door is my fucking business. Period. I hate this. It drives me up. I'm not OCD, but I know I have some tendencies towards OCD. And I'm sitting here looking, articles, chats, video, make sure everything looks good. And I got this metal right here that's driving me up the wall. Funny thing is, I've been lazy. I haven't put it up for sale. But anybody wants a 50 watt laser, hey, let me know. We'll make a deal on it. I think they go for like $1,500 to $2,000 now. It's even got the water cooled, the air conditioning unit to help cool it. Got sidetracked again. All right, it goes on. After discussing the allegations of mistreatment of children of child star by Nickelodeon in the Quiet on the Set, the Dark Side of Kids TV documentary, Myers said the documentary also exposed hypocrisy because it must be pointed out that when the evil governor of Florida was saying the exact same thing about kids and creepy stuff at Disney that liberals now find intolerable at Nickelodeon, he was dismissed as a hick and a bigot. But why would a kids' content factory like Disney be all that different than the one at Nickelodeon? I need new glasses. In 2021, Disney child star Allison Stoner confessed she only narrowly survived the toddler to train wreck pipeline. The next year, child star Cole Sprouse told the New York Times that young actresses at Disney Channel were heavily sexualized from an early age. Willie Sutton said he robbed banks because that's where the money is. And the reason we find pedophiles and the Boy Scouts and the Rectory and Kids TV is that's where the kids are. DeSantis wasn't wrong. But we're so tribal now, the left will overlook child fucking if the guy from the wrong party calls it out. Let me repeat that. This is Bill Myers, liberal. We are so tribal now, the left will overlook child fucking if the guy from the wrong party calls it out. And that's exactly what they've done. They've twisted what these laws are about. The anti-gay bill had nothing to do with being gay. It had to deal with not teaching sex to elementary and lower school children. It's just, sure, Nickelodeon messed up Adam Biden's, but the Mickey Mouse Club was where Britney Spears got her start, and she's perfectly fine. And get this, after Brian Peck, who was one of the lead creeps at Nickelodeon, served 16 months in prison for molesting he did there, Disney hired him naturally to work on a children's series. He continues, and it's not just Hollywood. There are Instagram moms these days who are practically only fanning their itty-bitty beauty queen daughters by having them wear skimpy bikinis and eat banana to build social media stardom. And people who believe in social justice have agreed this is wrong and this is bad, and exposing kids to an adult world of Lord costumes and garnish makeup borders on abuse. Now, hurry up, get in the car. We're late for a drag queen story hour. Not that there's anything wrong with being a drag queen, but maybe it's time to admit that sometimes drag queen story hour is more for the queen than the kids. Sure, kids love a clown, but does clown have to have tits? If you want kids to be more tolerant, why not have handicapped people read them stories? Kids are more likely to encourage disabled people than drag queens. Or, sorry, not encourage, encounter. I'm telling you, these glasses are fucking me up. They're working. I had no problem the other week. Friday show, I noticed I started having trouble seeing, so I got to get an appointment and get some new ones. Let me see. Nope. There we go. That helps a little bit. Kids are more likely to encounter disabled people than drag queens in life. Bingo. Again, I don't care who you're fucking, how you're fucking, how many you're fucking. Keep that behind your closed doors in your house. Trust me, you don't want to see this old fart having sex. I don't want to see you. Unless it's intentional. But I'm bummed. Bill Myers also constantly talking gender to kids entices them to do things they wouldn't do. Inclusions becomes promotion. It's that dangling shiny key syndrome. You dangle those, dingle, dangle, bangle. If you dangle those keys, they're going to want the keys. Then when they become adults, it's really going to be confusing. Don't hide it from them, but it's being shoved down their throat too much. Period. It's being shoved down their throat. And we got to stop that part. They got questions, answer them. But we went from teachers talking about history and math and English to talking about who they're fucking, why they're doing it. And I'm getting tired of that. Leave your personal shit at home. You're there to teach math, history, not your sexuality. It's Red Bull time. We're only 20 minutes into the show. I'm already at Red Bull. I got rid of that metal coffee cup because it had like several coatings and they were all worn away. And every time I took a drink from it, my lips went numb. Again, on Friday's broadcast of HBO's Real Time, host Bill Myers. Yeah, I'm doing a little Bill Myers segment here. It won't be the whole show, honestly. And let's talk about gender to 6-year-olds isn't just inappropriate. It's what the law would call entrapment, which means enticing people into doing something they wouldn't ordinarily do. There's a certain kind of activist these days who wants to take heterosexuality, old school, old-fashioned, boring, mind its own business heterosexuality, and lump it in with patriarchy, sexism, racism, and tells children, wouldn't it be cool if you were anything but that? It took everything from me going after my child's school. Not because they had this club. They had a alphabet soup club, and they were trying to get members. And they were, well, you don't know if you're gay or not. You don't know if you're a lesbian or not. And hounding and hounding. And my daughter's like, well, I'm thinking about joining it. Okay, why? Are you a lesbian? Nope. Do you think you're a lesbian? I don't know. They said I might be. Do you like women? No. Do you like boys? Yeah. Okay. You're not a lesbian. But they pressure and they fuck with their heads. And then later on in life, bad decisions come. And allowing these kids to chop penises off, puberty blockers. A lot of countries are banning that. Why? Because it's endangering the kid's life. And again, that's where I have the problem. If you're an adult and you want to live as a woman, go right ahead. If you want to live as a man, go right ahead. You do what you want. Don't make me do what I don't want to do or say what I don't want to say. Don't get offended when someone says something that might upset you. But if you want to do it, go ahead as an adult. Kids do not have the mentality to make those decisions yet. There's a reason why you're not supposed to be having sex under the age of 18. Why? Because they say you can't make the right decisions. They don't want you driving until you're 16 because you still can't make the right decisions. You're not mature enough. You can't own a gun till you're 18 because you can't make the right decisions, not mature enough. They don't want you drinking till you're 21 because you're not mature enough and can't make the right decisions. But 6-year-old that wants to cut his dick off, go right ahead. He's mature enough. You know how stupid that sounds, people? Listen, I said it. You want 18. You want to chop it off. Go right ahead. It's your body. You want to mutilate it? Go ahead. I also remember a time when you thought you were somebody else. It's called schizophrenia. You know, especially these idiots that call, now I'm not they, them. Are they all here? Are they all talking to you at the same time? Do they argue with you? Ow. Ow. Just kicked the computer. Well, not kicked, but ow. Stubbed my toe. Let's see, what do we got up there? Oh. Mainstream media fact checkers step in after Biden tells bizarre cannibal's tale about uncle. Yes, he claimed his uncle's plane was shot down in World War II, and he was eaten by cannibals. Article goes on once again. President Joe Biden has exposed himself as either a confused old man or a habitual liar. I think it's little A, little B. Trying to determine which of these defects best explains his frequent misstatements and malign falsehoods can leave one's head spinning. After 2 different stops in Pennsylvania on Wednesday, Biden gave an account of his uncle's death in World War II, including a bizarre and irrelevant mention of cannibalism in the South Pacific, did not square off with official records on several key points. Remarkably, the president's strange tale even caught the established media's attention. On Wednesday morning, according to photojournalists, Biden stopped by the Vietnam War Memorial in Scranton, Pennsylvania. There, the president paid respect to his uncle, Second Lieutenant Ambrose J. Finnegan Jr. Afterwards, he prepared to depart for Pittsburgh. Biden spoke to reporters. He got shot down in an area where there were a lot of cannibals in New Guinea at the time, the president said, referring to Finnegan's death on May 14th, 1944, in a clip posted on social media platform X. Biden then used that story as an excuse to launch another slanderous attack on former President Donald J. Trump. And what I was thinking about when I was standing there, the president said of his time at the memorial was when Trump refused to go up to the memorial for veterans in Paris, and he said they're a bunch of suckers and losers, which is bullshit. That's not what was said, taken out of context, which this old lying geezer does all the time. Biden, of course, referred to the September 2020 report in The Atlantic, which cited 4 senior staff members in the Trump administration who claimed that the former president made disparaging remarks to nearly 1,800 U.S. Marines who lost their lives in World War I by referring to them as sucker and losers. What animal would say such a thing? Trump said in denying the report. Even the notorious Trump-hating warmonger John Bolton, former National Secretary Advisor of the 40th President, dismissed and reported as false. Imagine using your uncle's wartime death to launch a disgraceful political attack rooted in an inconceivable lie. Who would do such thing? A cognitively impaired old fool or a demonic liar? Let's see. I'm going to see if I can play this clip for you. You know how that goes sometimes. Oh, ow, 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 ow. All right. Share this. Oh.
Ambrose Finnegan, when they called him Uncle Bozy, he was shot down. He was an Army Air Corps before there was an Air Force. He flew single-engine planes, reconnaissance flights over New Guinea. He had volunteered because someone couldn't make it. He got shot down in an area where there were a lot of cannibals in New Guinea at the time. They never recovered his body, but the government went back when I went down there and they checked and found parts of the plane and the like. And what I was thinking about when I was standing there was when Trump refused to go up to the memorial for veterans in Paris, and he said they're a bunch of suckers and losers.
Now, I don't have the article in front of me, but what was said from military records is that his uncle's plane went down in the Pacific north of New Guinea, water landing. And that's where him and several others in the plane died. Plane was, I don't think, recovered. Everything he said was a fucking lie, which is very common with this man. I don't think he could tell the truth if it bit him on the nose. Now, he went on later in the day after arriving in Pittsburgh. Biden gave a similar version of the story he told in Scranton. And that second retelling prompted the established media to correct the record. According to the Associated Press, for instance, Biden again said that Finnegan got shot down in New Guinea, a place where there used to be a lot of cannibals. As the AP noted, however, the Pentagon's Defense POW MIA accounting agency has recorded a different version of Finnegan's death. Both engines failed at low altitude, and the aircraft nose hit the water hard, the agency account read. In other words, while Finnegan unquestionably died as a hero in World War II. Yeah, why did it say World War I earlier in that article? World War II Pacific Theater, his death involved neither hostile fire nor cannibals, as Biden claimed. Where's the left bitching? All I heard was, oh my God, Trump lies! Trump lies! The lies, I tell you. The lies, the lies, the lies. And what do we hear from this old bat? Again, said it before, say it again. He had to leave the 1988 presidential election, run for president, because of lies he got caught in. A lot of lies. Plagiarism. Furthermore, in Pittsburgh, as in Scranton, the president once again showcased his obsession with Trump. The man doesn't deserve to have been the commander-in-chief for my son, my uncle, Biden said, invoking both his uncle's memory and the memory of his son, Bo, an Iraq war veteran who died of brain cancer in 2015. Who, again, Biden has lied about his death. Now, it's really disgusting that you got to lie about your own son's death. NBC also corrected the record and noted, for instance, that Biden has a history of lies regarding the military service of multiple family members, including his uncle Frank. Had Biden told the whole tale about Finnegan's death while still in Scranton and then left it at that, one might have felt inclined to chalk it up to another spontaneous mental error from a president whom special counsel Robert Hur described as an elderly man with a poor memory. But the fact that Biden used the exaggerated story of his uncle's World War II death as a platform from which to attack Trump, coupled with the fact that Biden repeated both the story and the attack later in Pittsburgh, where the president also mentioned his late son Bo, suggests something far more calculated and diabolical. I just had to do a double take. In the background, in my headset, I got Black Label Society playing. Now, when you listen to my intro, it's a mixture of sound clips from Black Label Society and Typo Negative. And one part just came on. I'm like, wait a minute, where's my theme play? Oh, shit. Duh. Let's see. What do we got next? No, I don't did that. Black Americans turning on Biden in his own home state. Donald Trump is who we want. And I don't know if I have the article queued up or not, but it was actually talking about the perception that people are seeing, and rightfully so seeing. You have the trial in New York going, the hush money trial, and that I think we're going to talk about, especially if we have time. But some of the news agencies are split screening. And I forget who it was, but it was a liberal saying it's not smart to be doing this because you're actually proving the point that this is a political attack against one candidate. Because here you have a candidate that is in court, and Trump's calling it election interference. And on the other screen, you see Joe Biden campaigning. Now, the judge in the hush money case has mandated Trump has to be there. There's no need he has to be there. But he's mandating under threat of arrest on charges that the statute of limitation ran out long ago. Trumped up from a misdemeanor to somehow a felony on federal law, which the DOJ and the FEC already said there is no evidence, and that's why they did not charge Trump. That's what you got to realize. DOJ already investigated this. I said, there's no evidence. There's no way we could prosecute this. So now you got this overzealous, Soros-paid attorney general that is letting murderers walk free in New York City, rapists walk free in New York City, but he's pursuing a case that has no back. The main witness in this case is Michael Cohen. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Michael Cohen is, but for those that don't, Michael Cohen was Trump's attorney, who has already been charged, found guilty, and served time. He was supposed to serve 20 years. He served like 2.5 years and promised to testify against Trump. So the DOJ let him out 17.5 years early. So what does that tell you? But this man went to jail for lying. That's what he went to jail for. That's what he went to federal prison for, lying. But no, let's have him as our main witness, our star witness. That's what the attorney general, or New York's prosecutor has, is a lying lawyer who's admitted to lying to Congress. 20 years convicted on. But he's the star witness. And also, if you look at it, Stormy Daniels has said there's no hush money. There's no sexual affair. She's going back and forth on that. Everybody on the other side has been lying back and forth. But we're supposed to believe them. That's why it's not because I'm a conservative that I believe Trump. I believe Trump because it seems like the truth is on his side. I always hear how, the media's got him now. The media's got him. They got him now. They got him this time. He's not going to jail. It was found to be a fake story. We got him now on this. That's a fake story. There's no evidence of that. everything is made up. You got that old hag Hillary Clinton out there pushing Russia. You know, if I was the DNC, I would tell that woman to shut her fucking mouth. You created a fake dossier linking Trump to Russia, and you're still out there running your mouth like it was the gospel. No, you created it. Trump didn't do it. Hillary Clinton created it. And she's out there. Oh, Trump's gonna become Hitler. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. Now, that's what you probably would have done. How many people have killed themselves around Trump? How many people have killed themselves, quote unquote, killed themselves around the Clintons? I wouldn't want to be friends with the Clintons. How many of their friends have committed suicide? How many people linked to the Clintons have committed suicide? Wait a minute. Committed suicide. I would be, if I was Nancy, telling the Hillary, go fucking hide. Nobody needs your pantsuit, lying, whore of a husband, or you running around, running your mouths. I'll tell you what, if New York wants to call in an expert on hush money, maybe they can call in Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, because they're experts on paying people off to keep their mouth shut about Bill Clinton's sexual escapades. I just... The left is losing support from the blacks. The black community underneath Donald Trump saw the jobs, the prosperity, the freedoms, how he tried to do things for them. And they're seeing that the only time the Democrats give a flying fuck about the black community is election season. Otherwise, they could give a rat's ass. The party of racism does not give a shit about Latinos, does not give a shit about blacks. And the party of racism is the Democrat Party. And if you really look at it, they, for how many decades, push segregation. And now they convince the minorities that they need segregation. So now they have segregation going on, but they convince the minorities they need it. And a lot of blacks are waking up going, this is bullshit. Latinos, immigrants that came here legally have to be fuming that the Democrats are allowing illegals to come in here. These immigrants spend tens of thousands of dollars to get here legally. And they're letting these criminals walk across that border with no repercussions. And in fact, they're getting out of this new bill that just went through. They're going to get $5,000 cash cards. What is it? Ukraine's getting like $60 million. Israel's getting, I forget how much. You know how much U.S. citizens of Maui fires are getting? $700. Lost everything in their life, and they're getting $700. Illegal, and these are people that paid into the system, that paid into the federal taxes. And they're getting the help of $700 from the federal government. Illegal immigrants broke the law to come here, and these fucking Democrats are giving them, and the Republicans, because they agreed to it, are giving these illegal people $5,000. Free health care, housing. And I was supposed to sit here and be happy about it. I'm supposed to sit here and shut my mouth. That's what I got to say to you Democrats that are for illegal aliens and Republicans that are for illegal aliens. No, it's not racist to call that what they are. They broke the law. They're illegal. They're not American in waiting, future Americans. They're illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, illegal. I'm expected to follow the law. So should they. Stay on the other side of the border, follow the paperwork, follow the proper channels to get in this country. And then what pisses me off, these cocksuckers come over here and then they bash this country. I mean, we got a bunch of immigrants that are here that are bashing Israel, bashing America, death chants to America. They tore down our American flag, threw it on the ground, and then put up a Palestine flag on U.S. fucking soil. They ought to have their immigration papers revoked and deported. Yeah, you have freedom of speech, but if you don't like this country and you think your country's better, go the fuck back. Why are you here? Listen, if you want to be here, be here. You want to be here because of the freedoms and the prosperity that you can get in this country. Great, be here. I welcome you. But you want to run your mouth and talk shit about America? Go back to your fucking country. Yeah, you can't talk shit about your country over there because most of the countries will put you to death for talking negatively. There's freedom of speech, and then we're allowing too much shit to go on. Ouch. Sorry about that. Here's a video for you. Now, I want everybody to pay attention to this. Blonde-haired white boy. He doesn't look Palestinian to me, does he? He's cheering for an American flag being taken down, people. This cocksucker is cheering that the American flag has been taken down. Oh, the camera's on me. I got to calm down a little bit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's not good. Then they get pissed off when nobody wants to hire them. They lose their jobs. They lose their scholarships. Then they get all upset. You have freedom of speech. They have a freedom to go, I don't like what the fuck you said. I'm not going to finance you. I don't like what you said. You make my company look bad. You're fired. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech from the government. The government cannot censor what you say. A company is not the government. Company can say, you're making my company look bad. You're going to hurt my business. You're fired. And that goes back to the NFL days with the kneeling. It's freedom of speech. No, it isn't. You're an employee, dumbass. Your employer has the right to say you can and can't do certain things during work hours. And if it hurts the business, you can be fired from that. I'd love to find out who this little dumb shit is. And just to let you know, that flag went straight on the ground. Straight on the ground, and no one picked it up. You know, accidents happen with a flag. But I was brought up, you don't let the American flag touch the ground. These protests were so bad and people were so scared that rabbis told Jewish people to leave the area immediately. And we are allowing that. The Democrats are allowing that. The Democrats, yes, have come out, oh, that's not right. That shouldn't happen. They're following your lead. Do you understand that? Biden, Schumer, Pelosi, all you dumbasses, they're following your lead. These Jewish people should start waking up, please. There's problems with Republicans, but at least they stick up for the Jewish religion, the Jewish people. The Democrats aren't. Now they might be starting to wise up because it's hurting them in the poll. That's the only time the Democrats care. It's the only time they care about the blacks, the Latinos, the Jews. Is when it hurts them in the poll. I saw someone on Facebook on a local thing, a local page, and he asked, he's new to the area, he wants to hire a fishing charter, and he would like other Christian men that are into fishing that would like to join him to go. And he was attacked for it. One woman called him a bigot because he asked other Christian men that are interested to go with him. Oh, me and that dumb broad went round and round for a while. Listen, if Muslims, a group of Muslims, want to go fishing because they want to have a peaceful day and discuss religious things while they fish, go for it. Christians, Jews, even if a couple of black guys, hey, let's go. A couple white guys, let's go. We want to talk about things. That's fine. But it's okay when colleges like, who is it? Harvard, your Ivy League colleges, for graduation are allowing black-only celebration. That's okay. Just not when it's Christianity. And the lady is like, that's not Christian-like of you. So, I started posting some things about judgment, that you're not supposed to judge other people. She's like, well, I'm not religious, so I don't have to follow your rules. I'm like, listen here, you dumb bitch. I'm not religious either. I don't go to church. I would say I'm a Christian. I have my own thoughts. I have my own relationship with God. It's just, I used what she was saying against her, and she got all pissy. She got real upset when I called her disgusting. Because what she was doing to that poor man was disgusting. There's nothing wrong. He wasn't degrading any other religion. He wasn't degrading any other people. He just wanted to know if there was other Christian men who had strong Christian faith, wanted to go fishing. He didn't want to go put fucking hoods on and go hunting other religious people. No, he wanted to go fishing. So he could be around people that have a common religion, a common subject that they could talk about and not worry about being judged. There's nothing wrong with it. And Democrats have forced the attacks on the Jewish religion, on Christianity, but I know that goddamn cunt would not do anything if that person said he wanted other Muslims. And I would have stuck up for that man, even if he wanted to go with other Muslims. It's his fucking right. He could choose who he wants to be around. He's not degrading any other ethnicity, any religion. Not 24/7 does he only want to be around. He's fishing. Why did he go fishing? Then she got upset when I told her, you don't like what he says, just scroll on. Well, you could have done the same thing. Yeah, but I thought I'd give you the same treatment you're giving this man. Ugh, fucking people, I'm so sick of it. This world is going to hell in a handbasket. Supreme Court to tackle Biden's DOJ ghost gun rule. The Supreme Court will take up whether the Biden-Garland Justice Department ghost gun rule, the sensationalization term Joe Biden allies have coined, referring to firearm components without serial numbers, violates the right of law-abiding gun owners. For those that don't know, you take a lower receiver from, let's say, AR-15. You don't finish milling all of it out. Those in the gun business and guns call them 80% because they're 80% machined. There's still 20% that has to be machined. They make it sound like this is easy. Listen, I've looked into it, and I am not going to fuck around because you got to finish milling this shit out and drilling, and you have to be precise because if you don't, there's a lot of issues that can happen. That's what the ghost guns are made of. Parts that aren't finished that you got to finish making. And because they're not finished, it's been a rule. That's why 80% they get to. Because it's not a gun part yet. It's just a hunk of steel still at that time. So serial numbers aren't needed on it. Now, my question is, they act like the serial numbers are going to be the end-all, be-all and stop crime from happening. How does that work in states that don't have registration? Explain that to me. Florida here, we have no gun registration. So they don't know what guns I have and don't have. Because I could sell and buy privately. You don't know what guns I have. If I have guns. What guns? Because there's no registration. So explain to me how the serial numbers are going to stop criminals. But you also have to realize with those guns that you get, those 80%ers, when you finish milling them out, because they have no serial number on them, they can never be transferred out of your ownership. You cannot sell them. You cannot take it out of state. You're allowed to make your own guns in this country. But again, you can't sell it. And you can't take it out of state. Attorney General Merrick Garland issued a regulation in 2022 claiming that certain components that could be assembled to create an operational firearm trigger federal laws requirements for a serial number. This crosses a line that previous administrations that oppose Second Amendment rights have been unwilling to cross, teeing up a legal challenge in the nation's highest court during the 2024 election. The Gun Control Act of 1968, the GCA, is the most sweeping federal gun control law on books, passed by liberal Democrats, had massive majorities in both houses of Congress, and President Lyndon B. Johnson was in the White House. GCA was passed in the years before the Supreme Court recognized that the Second Amendment guarantees a fundamental right to keep and bear arms. The GCA created the serial number system for firearms, requiring every firearm made in the United States to have a unique serial number through which the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, ATF, can track the firearm from the manufacturer to the retailer who sells it. The retailer then keeps a record of who purchased the firearm with that serial number, so that the firearm is later recovered as part of a criminal investigation. The police can contact the gun store to find out who purchased the firearm. That provision of the GCA has always been interpreted as referring to finished firearms. However, in 2022, Garland promulgated a rule extending that requirement to firearm components. So we have a alphabet soup, three-letter agency now rewriting laws, which is against the Constitution. And this has been going on underneath Biden's administration. These alphabet soup fucking administrations have been trying to create law, reinterpret law, rearrange laws. That is not their job. That is not where it's done. This would significantly increase the regulatory reach of the Biden administration over the firearms industry and increase the cost of making and selling firearms, rendering them less affordable and accessible to American citizens and forcing many firearm makers and sellers out of business. And that's what it's about, people. How do we fuck the gun manufacturers to make it so hard that American people cannot afford a gun? Backdoor bans. Period. The Biden-Garland regulation was challenged under the Administrative Procedure Act, APA. Judge Reed O'Connor in U.S. District Court for the North District of Texas agreed that Garland's regulations exceeded any lawful authority the federal government has under the GCA. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit affirmed in relevant part. Garland asked the Supreme Court to review the matter. On Monday, the justice agreed to do so, with arguments likely be held close to the election day. And if you want, the case is Garland v. Vanderstoke, number 23-852 in the Superior Court of the United States. It's a backdoor attack on our gun rights. This administration hates our freedoms. Democrats hate our freedoms and want to control every fucking aspects of our lives. With that, I will see everybody on Friday. Have a great week.